Lima Foxtrot, runway 26.
France Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot, Orly delivery, expect runway 24, Eric to Québec departure. Squawk 0225.
Eric Sud to Québec departure. Squawk 0225. France Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot.
France Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot, feedback correct. Contact ground 121 decimal 815 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121 decimal 815 when ready. France Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot.
Air Liberté 147, ready for IFR clearance to Alderie Airport.
Air Liberté 147, Orly delivery, expect runway 24, accompagne to Québec departure. Squawk 1000.
Agopa to Quebec departure. Squawk 1000. Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, feedback correct. Contact ground 121 decimal 705 when ready for pushback or engine start.
We'll contact ground 121 decimal 705 when ready for pushback or engine start. Air Liberté 147. Bye bye. Thanks.
Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot, taxi for departure. France Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot, runway 2 for taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey for 1. Runway 2 for taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey for 1, France Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot. Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot, contact Orly Tower 118 decimal 7. Over to Tower 118 decimal 7, France Soleil 5 for Lima Foxtrot, bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this self-loading cargo service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Gate 270 at Gate Papa 13 request pushback.
Fueling Gate 270, Orly ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. Vueling Gate 270.
Boarding is complete.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
Air Liberté 147 at ramp Mike 2 request pushback.
Air Liberté 147, Orly ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face north, Air Liberté 147.
Vueling Gate 270, taxi for departure.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross-check.
Fueling Gate 270, runway 2 for taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey 41.
Runway 24 taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey 41, Vueling Gate 270.
Fueling Gate 270, contact Orly Tower 118.7, have a good afternoon.
Contact Tower 118.7, Vueling Gate 270.
Portugal 455, Gate Sierra 24, request pushback.
Ladies and
Portugalia
gentlemen,
455,
we now
Orly
ask for your
ground,
attention
pushback
while we take you
approved.
through the safety procedures
Face
on this
northeast.
aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the
Pushback and
exit
engine
routes,
start
oxygen
approved.
mask,
Face
life
north,
jackets and
Portugal
brace position,
455.
which you must adopt if you walk brace. Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth, hold in place with the strap and pull on each side to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight, and thank you for flying with self-loading cargo.
Portugalia 455, ready to taxi to the active. Portugalia 455, runway 2 for taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey 41. Runway 2 for taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey 41, Portugalia 455. Vueling 8 Delta Charlie, Gate Papa 10, request pushback and engine start. Vueling 8 Delta Charlie, Orly ground, pushback approved. Face northeast. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast, Vueling 8 Delta Charlie.
Bypass Barman. Left is clear, right is clear. Vueling 8 Delta Charlie, request taxi. Vueling 8 Delta Charlie, runway 2 for taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey 41. Runway 2 for taxi via Lima Papa, Whiskey 41, Vueling 8 Delta Charlie. Portugalia 455, contact Orly Tower 118.7. Over to Tower 118.7, Portugalia 455. Vueling 8 Delta Charlie, contact Orly Tower 118.7, have a good afternoon. Over to Tower 118.7, Vueling 8 Delta Charlie.
Air Liberté 1 for 7, request taxi.
Air Liberté 147, runway 24 taxi via Whiskey 2, Lima Sierra, Lima Papa, Whiskey 41.
Runway 2 for taxi via Whiskey 2 Lima Sierra, Lima Papa, Whiskey 41 Air Liberté 147.
Alpine 13 Alpha Yankee, Delta Tango 27, request pushback.
Alpine 13 Alpha Yankee, Orly ground, pushback approved. Face ouest.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west, Alpine 13 Alpha Yankee.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
Cabin is secured for departure.
Alpine 13 Alpha Yankee, request taxi.
Air Liberté 147, contact Orly Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7 Air Liberté 147. Air Liberté 147, ready for departure, runway 24.
Air Liberté 147, Orly Tower, runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 24 cleared for takeoff, Air Liberté 147.
Vueling gate Delta Charlie, contact Orly departure 127.75.
Contact Orly departure 127.75, Vueling gate Delta Charlie.
Power set. 80 knots. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up.
Traffic, traffic.
Flaps up.
Clear of conflict.
Set climb power.
Air Liberté 147, contact Orly departure 127.75.
Contact Orly departure 127.75 Air Liberté 147. Orly departure, Air Liberté 147, 3,000 feet.
Air Liberté 147, Orly departure, identifié. Climb to flight level 130.
Climb to flight level 130, Air Liberté 147.
Cabin crew have been released to begin their service, but please note that seatbelt signs are still on.
Orly departure, Alpine 13 Alpha Yankee, 1,200 feet.
Portugalia pour 55. Contact Paris Control 125 decimal 7. Have a good afternoon.
Central 125 decimal 7, Portugalia for 55.
Drilling 8 Delta Charlie. Contact Paris Control 125 decimal 7.
Central 125 decimal 7, Drilling 8 Delta Charlie.
Air Liberté 147. Contact Paris Control 125 decimal 7.
Contact Paris Control 125.7 Air Liberté 147. Paris Control, Air Liberté 147, good afternoon. Through flight level 105 for flight level 130 direct PO 271.
Air Liberté 147, Paris Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 270.
Climb to flight level 270, Air Liberté 147.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelts fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes. In just a few moments we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly. Thank you.
Italia 455. Contact Paris Control 11 décimal 825.
Contact Paris Control 11 decimal 825, Portugalia 455.
Channel 6 on the in-flight entertainment system. Thank you. Dans quelques minutes, nous commencerons l'un de nos films en vol. Si vous avez besoin d'écouteurs, veuillez contacter un agent de bord et nous serons heureux de vous aider. Pour ceux d'entre vous qui ont apporté les vôtres, vous pouvez les brancher dans la couloir à côté de vous. Syntonisez le canal 6 sur le système de divertissement à bord. Merci. Mesdames et messieurs, we are about to start one of our in-flight movies. If you'd like to watch, please plug in your headphones and select channel 18 from your armrest remote. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the film. Nous sommes sur le point de commencer l'un de nos films à bord. Si vous souhaitez regarder, veuillez brancher vos écouteurs et sélectionner le canal 18 à partir de la télécommande de votre accoudoir. Merci, et j'espère que vous apprécierez le film.
Royal Air Maroc 770 Tango. Contact Orly approach 124 decimal 45.
Contact Orly approach 124 decimal 45 Royal Air Maroc 770 Tango.
Mesdames et messieurs, it's 2 minutes to start the in-flight safety service. If you could please ensure all aisles are clear and bags are placed in the overhead lockers, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. Juste pour vous faire savoir que nous allons commencer notre service de boissons à bord dans quelques instants. Si vous pouviez s'il vous plaît nettoyer toutes les allées et vous assurer que tous les sacs sont placés dans les casiers supérieurs, ce serait très apprécié. Merci.
147, Paris contrôle, expect Lujan Cinéma, runway 0 liné.
Expect Lugan 6 Lima, runway 09 at Air Liberté 147.
Mesdames et messieurs, we are about to serve our drinks menu. Choose from our menu of coffee and coffee or a variety of soft drinks. Make sure your tray table is in the down position to clear any items from the aisle. Thank you. Nous sommes sur le point de servir notre carte des boissons. Choisissez parmi notre menu de thé et de café chaud ou une variété de boissons gazeuses. Assurez-vous que votre plateau est en position abaissée et dégagez tous les articles de l'allée. Merci.
Air Liberté 147, Lujan Cinéma, runway 0 liné. Report ready for descent.
Lugan 6 Lima, runway 09 call when ready, Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, contact Paris contrôle 11 liné décimal 825.
Contact Paris Control 119.825 Air Liberté 147. Bye-bye. Paris Control, Air Liberté 147, flight level 270.
Air Liberté 147, Paris contrôle, identifié.
Control, East Flight 23 Sierra, flight level 114.
East Flight 23 Sierra, Paris contrôle, identifié. Continue climb to flight level 170.
Continue climb to flight level 170, East Flight 23 Sierra.
Air Liberté 147, descend to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000 feet, Air Liberté 147.
Delta 9 Whiskey, runway 25, East Flight 23 Sierra.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service. Thank you.
Air Liberté 147. Contact Bordeaux Control 130 décimal Niné.
Center on 130.9 Air Liberté 147. Bordeaux Control, Air Liberté 147, descending via Lugan 6 Lima, flight level 223.
Air Liberté 147, Bordeaux Contrôle, radar contact. Beauty 9 Kilo Charlie, contact Paris Control 125 décimal 7. Contact Paris Control 125 decimal 7, Beauty 9 Kilo Charlie. Air Liberté 147, contact Brest Control 123.75.
Contact Brest Control 123.75 Air Liberté 147. Brest Control, Air Liberté 147, good afternoon. Descending via Lugan 6 Lima, flight level 167.
Air Liberté 147, Brest Control, radar contact. Danish 68 Delta Juliette, contact Paris Control 11.825.
Center on 119.825, Danish 68 Delta Juliet.
Yoda 98 Julie Golf, Lumon Whiskey, runway 25. Report ready for descent.
Lima 9 Whiskey, runway 25 ready for descent. Yoda 98 Zulu Golf.
Yoda 98 Julie Golf, descent to flight level 130.
Descent to flight level 130, Yoda 98 Zulu Golf.
Air Liberté 147 expect radar vector for air nav runway 0 mini.
Expect radar vectors for RNAV runway 09 Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, descend tout en 400 feet, vector for the approach.
Descend to 2,400 feet, Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, descend to 2000 feet.
Descend to 2,000 feet, Air Liberté 147.
Yoda 98 Zulu Golf, contact Paris Control 11 minute decimal 825.
Center on 119er decimal 825, Yoda 98 Zulu Golf.
Air Liberté 147, turn right, heading 280.
Turn right, heading 280 vers Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, contact Bordeaux Control 124 decimal 2.
Contact Bordeaux Control 12 for decimal 2 Air Liberté 147. Bordeaux Control, Air Liberté 147, good afternoon, 4,900 feet.
Air Liberté 147, Bordeaux Control, radar contact. Air Liberté 147, turn left, heading 225.
Turn left, heading 225 Air Liberté 147.
2500.
Air Liberté 147, turn right, heading 240.
Turn right, heading 240 Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, turn left, heading 210.
Turn left, heading 210 Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, 4 miles from FBH 09er, turn left, heading 135, maintain 2,000 feet until established. Cleared RNAV runway 09er.
Turn left, heading 135, 2,000 feet until established. Cleared RNAV runway 09er Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, contact La Rochelle Tower 118.0.
Contact Tower 118.0 Air Liberté 147.
Flaps 11.
La Rochelle Tower, Air Liberté 147, RNAV runway 09er.
Air Liberté 147, La Rochelle Tower, runway 09 clear de Toulon.
Runway 09er cleared to land, Air Liberté 147.
Flaps 25. Flaps 42. Cabin crew, please take your seats for land.
Cabin is secured.
minimums. Minimums. $50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Air Liberté 147, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Air Liberté 147.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your self-loading cargo journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter, or the official self-loading cargo app. Thank you.
Air Liberté 147, request taxi to the gate.
Air Liberté 147, welcome to Île-d'Heureux, ce parking aura de visite ni d'assignement.
Request Ram Foxtrot 3, Air Liberté 147.
Air Liberté 147, rampe Foxtrot 3, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Ram Foxtrot 3 taxi at my discretion, Air Liberté 147.
Gentlemen, please remain seated until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Once that happens, we will start deboarding and you'll be able to leave the aircraft. Thank you. Mesdames et
Cabin
messieurs,
crew,
veuillez
doors
rester
to my
assis
knee and
jusqu'à ce que
chest
le
check.
capitaine éteigne le panneau de ceinture de sécurité. Une fois que cela se produira, nous commencerons le débarquement et vous pourrez quitter l'avion. Merci. Cabin crew, please disarm doors and cross-check.
The boarding requested. Passengers, the boarding starting.
Ladies and gentlemen, your portable electronic devices must not be used until you are inside the airport. When disembarking, please take care and hold onto the handrails while walking down the stairs.